All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Now we got our drinks poured.
Yes, this is my cynical sister. I'm Erin, the believer.
That's not our name. I mean, I can be cynical sometimes, but definitely. We are such a baby podcast. We don't even know our own name. Remember that week that I was like, what are we? Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm my skeptical sister.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know until you started laughing why you were laughing.
I was like, what? Did we change the name? And I wasn't aware, but yes.
It's like a Freudian slip. What
it was. I guess I'm kind of cynical.
No, sometimes. You're not. I'm Erin, the believer.
And I'm Megan, the skeptical one. And here we are with my skeptical sister.
That's right.
Sitting at our typical location, spying on Erin's house while her kids are supposed to be in bed.
Yeah, but they're on winter break right now, so they're not.
Yeah, so we could get interrupted at any moment.
That's right. The oldest is awake and supposed to be watching the house. I thought the two younger ones were asleep, but just got a call. I was like, Mom, she actually said, Mom, I am calling because I think somebody just crawled up on my bed and I felt them on my bed and I looked and nobody was there, which just means she knows how to hoodwink me.
Exactly. She knows your soft spot.
Yeah. I was like, go to bed. You'll be fine. I'll be home so soon.
Your soft spot when you're in the house. When you're out of the house, you're like, get over it. You will be fine.
Yeah. I'm also very on to my kids. So
yeah. They're, not yours in particular, just all kids. They're manipulative little beings, aren't they?
Right. Once you figure that out, parenting gets easier.
Yes. You figure out how to manipulate them right back.
That's right.
It's all about a game.
I only ever get held up on like when someone says they don't feel good. So
because Mom never ever believed us. Ever.
You had to be vomiting with a fever and probably diarrhea in order for her to believe it.
Although I would fake at least 2 out of those 3 a lot, so I kind of get it. It was probably my fault.
How do you fake?
Well, I would this is a confession time. The thermometer one.
That's easy.
But yeah, except for when you're little and you don't realize how thermometers work. And so it looked like I was on fire, like literally on fire. And she's like, go to bed. I'm not. No, go to school. Not go to bed, go to school. I was always to get out of school. You sometimes find food, chew it up and spit it in the toilet. They're like, oh, I threw up. Girl. Kids are manipulative.
I'm so glad you never faked diarrhea.
No, I didn't ever think to do that. Now I'm like, how could I have done that?
Oh, let's stop thinking about it now.
Right. But you got, it's a fine line.
It is. Yeah.
But okay, well, hopefully the kids are.
Oh,
that was on cue.
Baby.
Okay, be real quiet.
Okay, we're going to pause and we'll come right back. Hopefully. Okay. Well.
We are back talking maybe a little bit quieter than we were. But that was on cue. Like she heard it.
Like the kids are fine.
I know. She's like, except for the one you always forget.
We're just kidding. Yeah.
But anyway, so
this is episode 5, which seems kind of crazy that we've already gotten so far.
I know, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm real excited about tonight. I'll say that. I'll go ahead and say it. Like I got a spooky one. For sure.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got one story that's a little bit longer. It's not longer than normal, but then I've got a little short one that's got a picture. So,
I love the pictures.
I know, but I already know all of your arguments. I can already hear them in my head. But I will say that the first story, there was a part that I read that I like for real got goosebumps all the way. I was like, ooh, that's creepy.
Nice. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And I feel like we're doing really good. We were having a hard time getting stories.
Oh yes, you worked some magic,
girl. I worked last night, until 1 a.m. I started thinking we don't have stories for tomorrow night, and we keep talking about how we can tell our stories, and we will, I promise.
But we're kind of bored with our own stories.
Yeah, and they kind of come out they
do.
Something will inspire us, and then we'll tell a little bit of our story. But I don't think it's enough for a full episode either.
Right.
So I thought, what am I going to do? I don't want to keep bugging the same the same Facebook groups that I'm a part of. But I thought I'll just send one more message out. And when I got a couple bites on the first 2, then I thought I'm just going to send this out to any group I'm a part of. So I sent it out to
Not
like,
even paranormal.
yeah, I sent it out to like elementary art teachers of Facebook.
Nice.
And I got some good stories from them. So, so I think that what we're going to have to do at some point is just have one episode that's just little mini stories, because
okay, cool.
While we did get about 4 emails, we got 4 full email stories in, which is amazing. Thank you so much. We already have enough for next week, which is amazing. But I also got a bunch of like, well, I'll just tell you on this post. So they're not very long, but they were like
snippets.
A little spooky. So
nice. Well, maybe I'll reach out to my vegan group that I'm in for that week that I decided to go vegan. I still love them all, but I'm like, I stayed in the group because they're all hilarious, and they cuss like sailors, which cracks me up, like cussing vegans. I don't know, but and they're all great people. But yeah, I'm definitely not a vegan anymore, so I kind of feel like I'm cheating. So if you're in that group and you're listening to this, don't out me. But
do give us your stories.
But do give us your stories. Maybe I'll start soliciting them, and we can have some like animal spirit stories. I don't know.
I also had a lot of people say, "Oh, I think I'm more of your sister. Like, I think I'm on her side, but here's something weird that I can't quite explain."
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've got those. Like I said, they're in my arsenal. I've got stories I cannot explain, but I'm still skeptic of my own stories.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, well, we have already discussed who's going to go first, and we're not going back and forth because, frankly, we won't keep track of that. No. But so I'm going to go ahead and go first, and this is from Jillian, my story tonight, and I sent a message out to it's kind of a funny little page because it was from a paranormal podcast that I don't even really listen to anymore. But from that, like a little subgroup went out of like parents who listen to this show. And then we just kind of bitch about being parents to each other every once in a while.
That sounds lovely. I need to be in that
I know.
group.
They're very non-judgmental.
Nice.
Like as I said, I don't really listen to the podcast anymore, but I can't imagine leaving this group. It's my favorite Facebook group.
Wow.
I know, they're great. Anytime you have any like complaint or question, it's never like or attack.
Or like, can I tell my little Facebook post I put tonight?
Oh my gosh, you have to. Fast. It's my favorite.
And if you're friends with me on Facebook, sorry, I'm not going to try to use both platforms to talk, especially about my kids on this platform for sure. But this one was hilarious. So I had I was bringing in bags, and I just noticed, you know how like your purse opens up and like a loose tampon fell out. So I picked up the tampon and I just threw it in, like I was just my hands were all full. I just threw it in a bag and I brought it inside, and I was sitting down and I was trying to wrap presents and stuff. And Miles, of course, is going through the bag. Who's this present for? And, you know, he pulls the tampon out and he's like, "Mom, can I open this?" And I was like, "Oh," and I like laughed and giggled, and then I was like, "Oh, honey, it's not as exciting as you think it is." And he's like, "But please." I was like, "Honey, it is literally cotton and plastic. There's nothing, it's not a toy, it's nothing fun, it's for mommy." None of the things I was telling him was pacifying him. He was just fixated on this tampon all night, all evening. I mean, for hours. And he finally let it go. "Oh, fine." And then he'd go back, "But Mom, can I just open it a little bit?" So finally I was like, you know what the hell? Just look at a tampon. So I was like, okay, fine, open it up. He opened it up, and his little fiery redhead got so mad at me because there was no candy inside. And I had told him several times, there's no candy, there's no toy, it is nothing fun, I promise you. And he opened up, he went to his room, stomped on, "But Mom, there's no candy in this." And I was like, I told you there was not going to be any candy in the tampon. I mean, that'd be really fun if there was. Like,
yeah, now you have the perfect hiding space.
Yeah, or the perfect marketing thing. I'm like, here's a little Dove chocolate at the time. You know, I mean, like it's separately packaged, but you know what I mean? I'm like, periods are hard. Here you go. You get a little, at least it's something.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was hilarious. So I thought I'd share that. Bless his heart. He was so mad at me for a while too. So now he knows. At least I'll leave my tampons alone, I think.
Yes.
I hope. Never can tell with him. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I love that story. I read that tonight, and I was trying to put the girls down and kept giggling. They're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'll tell you in the morning. Go to sleep right now." Okay, so this is from Jillian, and instead of writing me a big email, she just kind of went through my messenger, and we went back and forth, but mostly I just let her talk because her story was too good to interrupt. Okay, so I'm going to try to skip the parts that I responded and just kind of let it flow.
Yeah,
That's from her
let's
story. So she actually included some videos. There's one that I'm for sure I've already asked if I can post it on Instagram, and she said I can.
You said picture earlier. You're talking video?
No, I've got a video and a picture.
What?
But they're two different things, and I feel like you're going to debunk them both, but that's okay. That's
I'm
okay.
ready.
Okay. So she did preface this by saying it's, like most ghost stories, it's so scary in the moment. And then to tell somebody else, you're probably not going to believe.
Yeah.
So your sister's not going to believe.
I get that.
And she was nervous because.
Look, I get, just because I'm skeptical doesn't mean I don't get scared. I mean, right before you came over, I was sitting there doing the dishes and I felt like Miles had walked up behind me and I turned around and he wasn't there. And I got a little spooked. Nothing. It was just a feeling that I had, so I got spooked though, so don't think that I don't get scared just because I'm a skeptic.
Okay.
That happens.
I love it. Okay. So this is how we're going to start her story. So she said, we live in Southern Louisiana. Actually, it says LA. And it took me a minute to be like, do you think this is LA or Louisiana? And then I had to read more. And
I'm just proud of you for knowing LA was Louisiana.
Thank you. She talks about the Gulf. So I'm thinking Louisiana, right?
The Gulf. Yes.
Yeah, right. I knew that. I teach art. It's fine. Okay.
Again, our ignorance is so cute. We'll definitely check the Gulf after this. Go on.
Right. Go on. Okay. We live in Southern Louisiana, right from the Gulf. The main part of our house is very old, like shotgun homes with high ceilings and straight hallways to allow drafts of cool air way before air conditioning.
That sounds like Louisiana.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Beautiful, yeah.
Right. Our house has been moved from a meat slaughtering plant.
Ooh,
I know.
It took a
I know. It gets a little like, oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Before that, it was on a bayou that had Civil War
definitely Louisiana
skirmishes.
Scrimmages? Yeah.
It says skirmishes, but I think I just always said that word wrong.
Here we go again. Who knows?
Skirmishes.
I'm going to say it was a battle zone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Well, battle zone feels really intense. I guess that's what it is.
Well, I mean, that's what they did, right? They fought.
Yeah, but it's like
they
old
were
time.
like, I'm going to throw a rock at you, and then you're going to throw a rock at me. That's like a scrimmage. That's like a Harry Potter, whatever.
Yeah.
Where they have a scrimmage.
No, wait. No, they're in Harry Potter. There's like battles. That's a battlefield.
Oh, Lord. I would go ahead and guess that in the Civil War, they were having actual battles.
They were.
In a battle zone.
I'm not trying to say they didn't have battle zones. Battle zones just sound so, I don't know. We're moving on. Okay.
Okay. So anyway, we're Civil War time. That's what we're thinking.
Yes. It used to be, this is where Civil War fighting happened.
Actual fighting, not just play fighting. Okay.
Yes. Before we weird, which the second story is about a Civil War reenactment. Oh my gosh. Linked up, I'm telling you. Okay. Before we lived here, where the house was eventually moved to, we lived in a trailer. Nothing old, nothing fancy, but our littlest was scared to go to bed, even though we were less than 10 feet away. I'd go in her room and reassure her, and she'd tell me, Mom, this is where it gets creepy. Mom, they get quiet when you come in.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Oh, I don't like that either.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
I'd ask her.
Man, kids are so creepy.
I know.
They say the creepiest. They just say creepy things.
Yeah, because immediately if my kid said, I hear people talking, my first reaction would be to say, well, I don't hear anything. But she was already preemptive about it and said, they get quiet when you come in.
Yeah, that's, that does.
No. Okay. I'd ask her where the voices came from. She said her closet. Normal kid fear, right? Until lately, when she told me the voices would say, shh, she's coming in. Meaning Jillian.
Okay.
Like she told the little girl told her mom.
Jillian's the mom.
Yeah. I would hear voices say, I just heard a voice say, shh, she's coming in right before you got there. Like whatever is.
Gosh, I would be tearing that house apart, making sure there's not someone living in the attic.
Oh my gosh, it's awful.
Oh man, that's creepy.
Now I wish you could actually see this bit of the emoji, but I can explain the right one because it says, to make her feel better, I'd sit in the closet. And then she has that really crying face, like the one that's like, no.
Yeah, because the links we go to for our gifts. She's like, I'm terrified.
Sure, I'll sit in here. It's fine. It's no big deal. Oh man, I never doubted my daughter, but the shushing out of the closet was really scary. So now we've sold that place. We're in a big beauty and
that's how you handle that.
Right, yeah,
Like, done with that story. Okay.
We're in a big beauty and very old home. When we redid it, there was still cheesecloth on the ceilings and old newspapers for insulation. Like that's how old it was. And
was that a thing?
I don't know. I guess so.
Oh my gosh,
in Louisiana or LA. No, I'm kidding. In Louisiana.
We did find old newspapers in our kitchen when we remodeled it.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
But I felt like they were just sort of like time capsule. They were leaving us a time capsule.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So now she's saying, now they're in this new house. It's old. It's really old. Something that the littlest has named a figure in their house. She said, my littlest calls him Samuel. She woke up one night to a dark man with something around his neck coming through the door. Oh, I know. There's an old room in the back. It's supposed to be a fourth bedroom, but it's our junk room. And that's where the videos are centered. Okay, so she sends me 3 videos. One video has basically no audio. It's like the cat who's staring at the door, and you see like a little orby thing kind of dart across.
Okay. Like a car driving by causing a shadow. Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay. I will say that orbs, I don't usually get too invested in them because I always think it was like a bug or something.
Yeah, I feel like there's a million things an orb could be.
Yeah, she did take a still, like she took a still shot of the video when she got the orb captured, and it does look like a little cartoon ghost face. The green.
Am I looking?
Look at the green right there.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that weird?
I'm like, that's not an orb.
Her boss said, oh, look, you caught Tinkerbell.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks like like if that's the orb, somebody's playing a trick on her.
Well, I'll show you the video, but, and I can post that little picture just because it does look like a ghost face. But the one
it also looks like one of Miles's toys that's like a cast like a neon light on stuff.
Yeah.
Check your youngest. How manipulative is she?
She was just home.
Just kidding.
She was home alone. I checked during the videos.
Oh, okay.
And she was actually messaging one of the other moms in our group at the time. She was like, listen.
So this was like this was like real time.
Yeah.
Wow.
This wasn't long ago, I don't think. Okay, so here's the video that I'm going to end up posting.
Okay.
And I'm going to play it. And if the audio stays okay through this, because we're on the little cheapy equipment,
sure.
But if it stays okay, then I'll keep it in. If not, I'm going to post it on Instagram either way, so you can watch it for yourself. But she thought she heard like a banging or a knocking in this room. Nobody's home.
Okay.
In that fourth junk room.
Okay.
And she goes up to the door and says, if that's you, make a noise. And then it's silent for a minute. And then you hear a knock, and then you hear a cuss word from Jillian.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I would do.
Right.
But here's my question: like, does she say if that's you, Samuel?
Because
I'm just picturing like a robber, and this is like, well, yeah, it's me. I mean, like you was so not specific that like anybody could be answering that.
Okay. Well, now I don't remember. It was at 1 a.m.
Well, let's listen to it.
Okay. I think this is the right one. Here we go.
Could you let me know if you're in there?
So I was like, oh, well, Megan's going to go. She should open the door. But I would not have opened the door. I would have ran
totally
out.
Opened that door.
I know you
would have opened the door, but I'm like, it just could have been anybody. It could have been like, I don't know, like a neighborhood kid or something like, oh crap, she caught me, I'm in there. Or like an animal that just heard her talking. Like it looks like she had some cats walking around. You know, I don't know.
Oh, jinx. I don't know.
Either way, cat, neighborhood kid, whatever, I would have dropped the F-bomb too. No. I asked you to present yourself, whoever you are.
I love the way she says it. You can hear like,
oh my gosh, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Gosh, that's hilarious.
Okay, now
and spooky, and very spooky.
Yes, she also talks a little bit about how she doesn't tell her ghost stories often because she doesn't want to, kind of like our first story. Like, she's like, I don't want people to think I'm crazy or making this up. She's like, why would I make this up? I don't want people to think I'm trying to get attention.
Yeah, I don't think people. Okay, here's my thing. As big of a skeptic as I am, if you submit a ghost story, and I'm not saying she's saying that, I think that I don't think you're crazy. I really don't. I think that there are things that are happening that you cannot explain. And that's the first thing you jump onto. And that doesn't make you crazy by any means. Like, I don't think you're crazy because you're a believer.
Yeah.
You have just seen and heard and experienced things that I have not. It does not mean my little world, because of the way it is, I've not experienced enough things. But I don't think she's crazy. I don't think anybody who says that they see these things is crazy. I mean, there is a certain line we all know that people could maybe go into, but no, I mean, clearly something made a sound.
Yeah, it did.
That's not crazy.
Okay, here we go. We're not quite done. We're close to it, but we're not quite. So it says, I said that was really spooky. Thanks for sharing. And I thought we were done. And she wrote, I'm not normally spooked. I want proof. There's only been once that I had to get out to calm my nerves. It was singing, female singing. And I wrote back, what? Because
Tell me more
buried the
about
lead.
that.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
So she says, I'm getting ready for work, putting makeup on and listening to the true crime dudes. And then she said, shit, I don't remember their names. I don't even know who they are.
Oh, man. We need to know that because I'm always looking for a good podcast.
Right? They have a sports crime podcast. So that's where it loses me.
I mean, whatever. We got a weird angle.
That's true. Okay. So when I heard high, soft female voices, I knew it wasn't them. I rewound a few times to double check. Not them. Also, oh no, she does talk. She goes back to it, but we're moving on to a different bit here. Also, there's been my nanny's bell. We're from Scotland, and one of their heirlooms I wanted was a sick bell, which I want to look into this.
Yeah.
She says you actually have to pick it up in order to make it ring, but I heard her clear as day. I'll send a pic so you can see where she lives in my house, and has stayed since we moved in. And it's a heavy looking bell. I mean, it's not like huge, but it's not something that would just topple over. It's like a little. It looks like a little lady in a big bell dress. Yeah, I know, it's really cool.
Also, I am not gonna debunk on her because I would like to be friends with her. She's from Scotland. I want to hear her talk.
Right?
I'm a sucker for a good accent.
I know.
I love it.
Which makes me hope that I'm saying her name Jillian right and not Gillian, but I think you still pronounce it.
Give us your best Scottish accent.
I'm not good at Scotland accents. I'm good at a lot of accents.
Erin will sit around and I'll say, do this accent, and she'll do it.
My best is Stuart's mom, but
yes, well, that's an accent. That's a impersonation.
Well, it's a bit of a Wisconsin
accent. There it is.
Okay. Okay. So she heard this clear as day, even though, it wouldn't topple over. And I asked her in between this time, I said, were all these times were you alone? And she wrote, for the videos, I was alone. I can't explain correctly. If I hear things and say, okay, if you're here, just knock. It did freak me out a couple times. One of the videos, you can clearly hear me say fuck and run. But honestly, the only time I actually left the house was the faint singing. It's not scary, not to me. My kids' friends won't spend the night more than one night. I know. They
want to hear their accounts.
Right. They apparently hear walking. I don't think anything here would hurt anyone if there is anything, but all might be explainable. We've been here for over 6 years. I love this old house. Okay. And then that's pretty much it. And we talked a little bit about getting on Instagram, and she said she was okay with putting it up there. So,
so if I'm understanding this correctly, I always feel like I felt silly when I have to go back and read. But they were started at one house.
Yeah.
And her daughter had one experience.
Yeah. And then the same daughter.
I mean, I get rid of the daughter. I'm just kidding. I am totally kidding. 100% joking.
But it sounds like she's sensitive.
It does sound like she is sensitive. She might also be, a little spooked easily and then kind of plant some seeds.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I know
that
seeds would be planted in me, but they get quiet when you come in. That could also be like, I don't know, maybe there's like a rodent or something, and then like the walking sound. Yeah. So like there's something, the vibration of the walking in might make whatever it is kind of stop and get real quiet. And so, I don't know. But then she did turn it into a voice. So maybe it's a talking rodent. I don't know. I don't know. But it is creepy. I'll give you that 100%.
I know. I'm excited to put these pictures up on Facebook.
I want to go back and get a little more like time to sit and look, and I want to watch the videos again, mainly because I also now I'm like, oh, she's Scottish. I want to hear that fuck in a Scottish accent.
I wonder if she herself is from Scotland, or if like.
Oh man, got my hopes
ancestors.
up. I hope so. I'm kidding.
not sure.
We'll see. We can still be friends even if you're not, but mainly because you have family members that might be. I'm just kidding.
I do love a good accent. They're my
Yes,
favorite.
they're
They
the best.
Okay, so I got, so thank you, Jillian, for sending that in, or Gillian, if I'm saying your name wrong. I think it's Jillian, like the author. But I got another story that's a little bit quicker, and it's also Civil War related. So I'm gonna try to get this one in too real quick. Okay, so this is from Melanie. She is an art teacher, apparently. Or she just really likes art teachers because she's in our group.
Just like me. She thought about being an art teacher for a week, got into that group. She's like, art teaching's not for me.
You don't have to prove it by any means. Okay. So, so she actually said, I'd love for you guys to solve a mystery for me. It's one of the most bizarre, unexplainable things that has happened. Keep in mind, I was raised that ghosts don't exist and that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Hold on. To be absent from the body. Oh, so like as soon as you're dead, your spirit's with the Lord.
Right.
There's no in between.
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
That's
that's cut and dry.
Yeah. But this has me stumped. I'm especially interested in the skeptical sister's view. And I said, well, I don't know if we can solve things, but we sure will listen and give our opinions. And I'm also really intrigued.
We should go ahead and say this in case you have not figured out. We are not scientists.
No.
Right? We're not English teachers.
We don't know how to say bipedal.
Or what was the other word we got? Scrimmage. I don't know if that's right or not. So we are by no means experts in any field. Really. I can't think of one. No, you're a great art teacher. I'll give you that. I'm pretty good with behavior.
You're a compassion teacher, and you're very.
I am. Yes,
you're very compassionate. Although y'all probably don't believe it.
I know, right? I don't
really
come across it in this, but kids, in person during a pandemic. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, not our own kids. But,
other people's kids. Love them.
So good. Okay, so it says, my husband and I used to be Civil War reenactors. A coworker, a math teacher, reenacted with us. We were at a reenactment in the actual Cedar Creek battlefield in Virginia. It was the 150th anniversary of the actual battle on the actual battlefield. She's saying battle a lot, so I think she would agree with. She said battlefield, didn't she?
Because it's a battle zone. It's a battlefield. They're not just having a little game of scrimmage, whatever it is. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, she definitely said that. Spectators had pretty much cleared the camp. My husband, my friend, and coworker Karen and I were walking in camp, and I saw a couple walking in the main tent to get married, which is so interesting. That's cool.
Oh.
It was after hours, and I pulled out my not historically accurate digital camera and took a photo. Okay, so here's where it gets really weird. Here is the photo. I'm going to zoom in and make it easier to see. Okay, there is a man on the right you can barely see who was not there, in all caps, when I took the photo. I showed the photo to my husband, and he looked at me funny and said, where did that guy come from? A few days later, I showed my friend Karen, who had been standing on the other side of me from my husband when I took the photo, and she said, hey, where did that guy come from? I have two people who were there with me, and they also said that he wasn't there. I'm going to see if I can enlarge it. And so she goes in, and I'm going to brighten my phone. That doesn't help you guys at home, but Megan can see it better. Okay, so it really does just look like a man who's there. Okay. But the fact that two people,
right, and herself, three people,
yeah. It is very interesting. Okay, so she said, not sure if you can tell because it's a dark photo. He seems completely oblivious to the wedding, and there are a bunch of orbs around him. Please explain, LOL. And I wrote, haha, I don't know if I have an explanation, but boy, is that spooky. He looks so real. Okay, we can't tell what's in his hands either. My friends say I need to contact a paranormal group to have them look at it. And I asked, are there any other pictures from that day?
By the way, that is not us. We are not.
No.
Paranormal group, in case you were wondering that as well.
Please don't sue us thinking we have answers.
We have disclaimers. So
that's right. I asked, are there any other pictures from that day just to see if he showed up anywhere else? Like maybe he just was somebody walking around.
That was smart. I don't know if I would have thought to do that.
Well, I'm very smart.
Oh, you said that?
I said that.
Oh, sorry. I really thought she was. I was like, dang, that girl's smart.
No.
Not that I wouldn't believe that you are that smart, but that was really smart, Erin. Okay, yes.
Thank you. She wrote back, I have tons of photos from that day. She's got lots of pictures, and he wasn't in any of the pictures.
So you can see his face?
Yeah.
Well, why? Okay.
Okay.
You have right now, if I were listening to this, I would pause it and go directly to the Instagram and look at this.
Yes, you should.
So why are you holding it captive?
Okay, because I wanted to get through the story first. Okay, so here's the wedding.
Well, first of all, was it a real wedding?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to get hung up because I'll be like, let's talk about this wedding.
But they're like in all the Civil War time.
Okay. I've already got some theories, but what am I looking at? Who is the guy?
Who do you think is the guy?
That guy right there?
No. This guy right here who's not in Civil War gear and kind of just looks like he stumbled up.
Okay, first of all, I think that's a camera in his hands for sure. I would get a hold of the bride and groom and ask if they had a photographer there.
Okay.
Because to me, and also something I do know about photographers, wedding photographers, like they move so quick in and out that, I mean, that's their job. It's like, I don't want anybody to look at me. I want me to be taking pictures of them in and out, in and out.
Okay.
So to me, it looks like he is holding, he also kind of looks like he's in a bear suit. Like for a minute, I thought he was like in a fur, like a full, like a, like his like little belly is,
yeah.
But the fact, so I really got excited though. I mean, this is good. Like, I think it's really interesting that 3 people, none of them saw him. Like maybe he's just like a ninja of a photographer.
Right.
But,
he doesn't look like he'd be a ninja. He kind of looks like he was drunk and woke up because people
he
were
does.
walking
Yeah, kind of, maybe a little homeless.
He looks a little rough.
I'm mesmerized by this picture for many reasons. First of all, I couldn't figure out if they're in a tent or not. But that's the sky, and it's a beautiful skyline. And then I really wish I could see the bride. That's not who I'm supposed to be focusing on. Yeah, I'm totally thinking, like a drifter that they paid some money to take photographers.
It was just so good. It was his calling.
But okay, so when I heard this before I saw it, I really thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be like a Civil War ghost.
Right.
So I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
He's definitely not in Civil War attire. That's why I picked that guy over there. It's like, oh, must have been him, I guess. There's also so many people in this photograph. Yeah. Like if it had just been the bride and groom, that's what I was picturing at first.
Yeah.
Your eyes are focusing. If you're there, who are you looking at?
Right.
The bride and the groom. That's who you're focusing on.
Yeah.
That like little group of people. So I don't know that you would necessarily be looking off to the right to notice that guy.
Yeah. Unless he's in a bear suit.
No, if he's in a bear suit, right? Yeah, but which he does kind of look like he's in a bear suit. But yeah, that is interesting that all 3 people did not see him. I wish you knew who the bride and groom were, so you could ask them. Yeah, if you do, that would be my first question, because to me, he definitely looks like he's holding a camera, kind of like adjusting it and turning it like he's about to turn and take another photo. So I would ask that question. But either way, definitely put this on Instagram. I mean, if I were listening to this, I would have already paused it and gone to the photograph so I could look with them. So
yeah, me too.
I love it. Love that you have a photo with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Are you allowed to say her name? What was her name?
Melanie.
Melanie.
I won't say her last name, but
Melanie. I don't know. It is either way. It's creepy. He could have been a ninja photographer, or a drifter. But the fact that, or a ghost, we'll throw it in there for Erin's sake. It could have been a ghost, but the fact that none of you saw it, that's pretty interesting. He's very stealth.
That's right. All right. Well, I think we're going to take a commercial break and
perfect timing.
A drink break.
There we go.
So we'll be right back.
So you know how we keep saying our stories are aligning? Well, you just had a story from Melanie, and now I have a story from a different Melanie.
Oh, cool.
Right. So the M name is Megan, and now we're moving into the Melanie zone.
Oh, yeah. I was like, it was Jillian.
Oh, yeah. No. But, like last episode, we had a Meg, and anyway, lots of M's. I'm a big M&M girl. I love M. Not the rap. As soon as I said that, I was like, I'm going to have to clarify that. I mean, back in the day.
all the time you're listening to it.
Yeah, right. No, back in the day, I was listening to a little bit of Eminem, but basically, I mean, like, oh my gosh, my last name starts with an M, my first name starts with an M. I have 2 kids that start with an M, so
Oh boy, yeah, you are. You're
I
very
like the
Emmy.
M's, so I'm down with the Melanies joining the M gang.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I got to get in the right frame of mind here because and I did not do good with that because that Eminem is making me giggle. Like I'm like some mom, like I'm like, come on, kids, this is an Eminem. But anyway,
That Miles would love.
oh, he probably would love Eminem, which is why we will never listen to him in this
Never.
household ever. But oh, see, I am a good mom. I don't let my kids listen to Eminem.
Nobody's
Oh my gosh.
doubting it.
Nobody but me. Okay.
Well, maybe some girls you do.
Right.
forget
Some
Macy
people
Bates. Okay.
listening. Yes. Okay. All right. No, but for real, I told myself, and here I am, like laughing, that I was like, get in the right frame of mind to read this because I want all of our listeners out there that are listening to this for the spooky reasons
Mhm.
to enjoy this because
I'm so excited.
it's pretty spooky.
I read the subject line in our email, and then I quit reading. That's the hardest thing about getting an email.
Yeah, this restraint. Yeah.
I haven't read the next 2 emails because I'm like, well, what if I'm not the one to read it? I don't want to ruin it, but I can't wait. One of us needs to respond. We need to pick at this when this is over.
Yeah,
and
I'll
respond.
Well, did you respond to this one already? I'll
No,
respond
I
to
haven't.
her.
I haven't read any. I haven't responded to
Well,
any.
how about we just say this? Whenever we read yours, we will respond to you. So if we don't respond to you,
We're waiting to read it.
we're it's in the wings. We're waiting to read
Okay.
it. So don't get dismayed that we're not going to read yours.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
will.
that's
We're
good.
just going to wait until we read yours. So whoever reads it will be the one that responds. Does that sound good?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Good.
But anyway, so I like how we work all that out online or on air. But anyway, this one was so good that I'm like, okay, get all your jokes out beforehand so that you can really read it and have it get spooky. But, then I think to myself, I'm going to say that. And then halfway through, I know I'm going to have to say something. But I'm going to try really, or maybe not. I'm going to try really hard just to let those that are here for the spooky stories and not the comedy just sit back and enjoy this because it's that good.
I can't wait. Tell everybody what the subject line is.
Okay, subject line is True Nightmare Fuel.
Ooh.
Okay, all right, and this is by Melanie. Okay, I apologize for the length, but there's so many experiences, I didn't want to leave them out. I consider myself in tune to the supernatural and have had lots of run-ins with ghosts throughout my life. Generally, it's not scary for me. All these people are like, I'm not
I
scared.
know.
It's just, I see, there you go.
They're cooler. They're cooler than we are.
They are. But there was a time of terror in my early life.
Okay.
Okay. I had a childhood home that will make your blood run cold. For almost a decade, I shared a 3-bedroom trailer house with my parents and 4 siblings. So to say we were crowded is an understatement, but the most oppressing presence was not able to be seen most of the time. When the sun went down, the hallway leading to the bathroom and my parents' room became foreboding.
Oh.
I am saying that right?
Yeah.
Foreboding. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Just making
They're
sure.
going to take away our degrees.
Oh my gosh, seriously. I hope our bosses never listen to this for multiple reasons. Okay.
Thanks for tagging mine. Continue.
Hey, listen, he is also a friend. Okay. The closer you came to the hallway, the heavier the air would become, and a feeling of dread felt like a brick wall to pass through. You could often hear the distant sound of footsteps going back and forth. My
Ooh.
oldest sister, 15 at the time, once told me of a night she fell asleep on the couch, only to be awoken to our cat digging his claws into her stomach.
Oh my God.
Tail puffed and staring wide-eyed at the entrance to the hall.
Like it was so scared. It wasn't like
Attacking her. Right.
I'm gonna get in your stomach. It
Which
was
I
like,
think cats do that. See, listen, I was like, I'm not going to be able to stop because I know. I was like, get rid of the cat. Because the cat comes back a couple times. I'm like, it's the cat is the problem.
the very
Next
next
day.
day.
That's a good song. Okay. But no, yeah, the cat is so freaked out that it's like,
So you just need to get that cat declawed. I don't think that's
Yeah,
the
definitely.
most humane thing to do, but
oh, well, I mean, if they're an indoor cat, I'm not. It's
I'm not-
humane
we're
for
not cat
yourself.
people.
We're
We
not
don't- we
cat
don't
people.
know.
We don't know the rules. So cat people, I'm sure, let
we
us
don't
know.
dislike your cat. Like, don't stop listening.
No, cats are fine in
You
other
just
people's
never had
homes, not in my own home. I did have one, and
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, the cat was so freaked out by whatever was in the hallway that it was like freaking out on top of her.
Okay.
Right. But yeah.
So the cat is not the scary thing.
The cat
in
is,
this.
I mean, unless you're like us and not cat people, but I'd still get rid of the cat. But anyway. Okay. All right. So, oh gosh, I lost my space.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I told myself. Okay. His tail puffed and staring wide-eyed at the entrance to the hall. As she lay there, the familiar footsteps came louder and louder as the cat turned his head, following the unseen cause of the noise across the kitchen, into the living room, and back again to the kitchen, then the hall as the sound faded again.
No way. No, thank you. I don't like any of that.
Okay, so there was an occasion where the entire family was sitting in the living room watching TV when the cat hissed and took off running. Immediately after this, the Christmas tree started shaking too hard, and several ornaments fell.
Well, what's too hard?
I guess hard enough.
If my tree shakes at all, and maybe it's there, that's too hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. So hard. That was my bad. So hard, not too hard.
You're like, oh, the tree's shaking again.
Yeah.
That's not too hard. We're fine.
Everybody relax. It's just the normal shaking of the tree.
It's very nice that this is on theme with Christmas.
I know, right? Yeah, so sweet. Yeah, shaking Christmas trees. I would say, which direction did the cat run? Into the Christmas tree? Because they do love Christmas trees. Oh, I'm trying so hard. It's not working. This is so good. Okay. There was a painting in our bathroom hung on a hook by picture wire. So to be removed, it would have to be lifted up over the hook by the wire. So there wasn't any slack on the line. On more than one occasion, this painting would be found on the ground despite the hook firmly being in the wall. And one time it flung itself at me as I stood at the sink.
Oh my gosh. And when it was on the ground, it was never broken or anything? Like it just looked like somebody took it off and placed it down?
I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess. But then if it's flinging itself off one would ask, what kind of picture frame did you own? Because that's some good quality made picture frame.
Oh, Melanie, that's very scary.
Yeah. Okay. When I was 13, I had fallen asleep on the couch only to be awoken by a weight on my chest. At first, I assumed it was my cat. When he started to dig his claws into my chest, this cat needs to stop. I am sorry, declaw the cat.
Why we're dog people.
Yeah, this is why we're dog people. Oh my gosh. Okay. At first, I assumed it was my cat when he started to dig his claws into my chest.
Oh,
right.
no.
But it wasn't the cat.
Oh, no.
When I went to brush him off, I couldn't move my arms.
Oh, okay.
Sleep
I know
paralysis.
what you're
But
say.
she even says it in here. She does say that sleep paralysis happened.
Okay.
I opened my eyes and looked. I'm like, calm down, skeptic. I'm the skeptic. Okay. I forgot our roles for a second. Okay. I opened my eyes and looked, only to be met with a fiery red stare of a gargoyle-looking type creature. I tried to scream, but couldn't, as it slipped its taloned hand around my neck, struggling to even breathe. At this point, my cat did jump up onto the couch, and whatever sleep paralysis, she put that in parentheses, was lifted as this beast vanished. I ran through the hall and lay at the bottom of my parents' bed crying the rest of the night. I might have believed it was only a dream until I found 3 distinct puncture wounds on each side of my chest where this nightmare had been perched.
Oh my gosh, you got me there. Because I really did feel like the skeptic. I was like, this sounds like textbook sleep paralysis. But no textbook talks about claws inside your chest. Okay.
But we do have a being in the home that likes to put their claws in things. So I'm going to say put both those hands together and mix that together. Sleep paralysis with the cat.
Oh boy. I don't know.
Okay. That is my theory, but I was going to try to save my debunking for the end, but that's just not my style.
I like
apparently.
the debunking throughout.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to go with. I think that, she was having this sleep paralysis dream
right
of this scary thing because her cat sounds so scary, but the cat was clawing at her.
But then the cat jumped up.
Yeah, but I think like, she's having this dream. The cat could have stopped, gotten off. She wakes up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow, or that's part of the dream. Part of the dream is that, dreams are they can be so vivid and they can be so confusing.
Yeah, I got some chills when you woke up and saw this.
Yes. I mean, that's like textbook out of a movie,
Yes.
Poltergeist. Oh, one of my favorites. So yeah. By the way, the 1980 version, not the new version. Oh,
There's a new version?
Oh, it's awful.
Let's not talk about
Don't even waste your time. Okay. By far, the scariest encounter came as I was 16 in the bathroom. So we haven't even gotten.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm like, talon marks on you is not even by far the scariest. Okay.
I can't wait.
So by far, the scariest encounter came as I was 16 in the bathroom playing with different hairstyles for school the next day. I love that. Can't you just see her little 16-year-old self? I just love that because I can relate. I could never get mine to do what I wanted it to. I still actually kind of play around for a long time trying to figure it out. Just got that beach curl down in this pandemic.
Woo-hoo.
Took a whole pandemic to figure it out, and I'm 40 years old, but I got it. Okay. All right. Killing it. By far, the scariest encounter came as I was 16 in the bathroom playing with different hairstyles for school the next day. I hadn't noticed it was getting dark, or I would not have been in the bathroom. So I guess the bathroom is like
the scariest spot.
Scary. They don't like to go in there. Yeah, it's where that picture.
The bathroom is one of my favorite spots.
That's a lot of information. To hide from your kids. I was like, where are we going with this?
Just
What's going on in that bathroom?
Don't come in here. I'm sure. Like, you've been here for 20 minutes. I'm like, it's fine. Just reading a magazine.
Oh,
Leave me
pull my
alone.
husband. That's what I'm like, no way do men poop for that long. I am on to that.
It's a dream world that I get to go hide in the bathroom, but still.
Yeah, right. I'm like, you don't. But
men do.
But men sure do. And I'm like, there is no way it is taking you that long to poop.
Must be nice.
Must be nice because when we try it, because we'll try it. It's a knock on the door. Let me in. I'm
Fingers
pooping.
under.
I'm pooping. Doesn't matter. I still want to come in and sit with you. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. So, all right. So she's in the bathroom. She doesn't like being in the bathroom. She wouldn't be in there if she didn't realize it was getting that dark. So clearly that is a spooky room to her.
Yeah.
When I looked up from the sink, I saw movement over my shoulder in the mirror. I turned to see a swirling black mist hovering in the hall just outside the bathroom door. I froze. After what seemed like a century, I blinked and it was gone. Shortly thereafter, our family could afford to move away from that house.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Yeah, right. And I hope the other place had more rooms. Only 4 siblings. That's a lot. For your poor mama. I'm always sympathizing with the mom. But I'm sure it was rough as siblings too. As we packed up our belongings, a neighbor struck up a conversation about the residents that had occupied our lot before us. He told us of several early 20s boys that were into dark things. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like 20-year-old boys.
20-year-old boys. Totally, my mind went into like the 1920s.
How do you know about those neighbors?
Man, that was a lot. How old was your neighbor? Okay. Yeah,
a bunch of 20-year-olds who lived there.
20-year-old boys that were into dark things with rumors of the occult and the tendency for neighborhood pets to go missing. I know, right? If they wandered too close, possibly victims of unholy sacrifice. I am convinced whatever presence was there must have been summoned by those terrible acts, and whatever it was never human. Thank you for reading this so much, and feel free to only use pieces if it's too long. Girl, it was not.
Oh, no.
We're here for that.
That's one thing you never have to apologize. Since we read 2 stories per episode, you make it long.
We might be the most long-winded people you've ever listened to. So we're down for long stories.
Absolutely.
All we're gonna do is make them longer. So bring them on.
I know. Sorry, we should be apologizing.
Yeah, right. Sorry for how long-winded we make it. So yeah. So lots of things going on with that. I mean, okay. And I know you're gonna roll your eyes at my debunking, but my thing is stress can do a whole lot of stuff.
Can it throw a picture at you? Can it do that, Megan? Can it?
No, but I mean, also, it sounds like the walls were not maybe the most soundly structured.
Shut up! Are you freaking kidding me?
I'm not.
Oh my God.
I'm saying, like, things do fall down, and I get
Sometimes in bed structured homes, pictures propel themselves straight out towards people.
Again, I need to know how old she was. I need to know,
my gosh.
because
Melanie, I believe this
because
so much.
if you are already like in the mindset that you have a ghost living in the house, and the picture falls off the wall, boom, right there. Oh, that's proof. When really it might not be proof. So my mind just goes to, I don't know. But as far as like the black mist thing, you already don't like the bathroom. You know, so you're in there, you're stressed out. I mean,
but she wasn't
get your hair
stressed
right
until she realized what time it was.
I mean, the beach curl is a hard thing to nail. But of course, I don't know how long ago this was. Was it like the feather bangs? Oh, I could never get those either, which would piss me off too.
I want to know how old Melanie is.
I know, I'm sure probably a lot younger than I am, but she. It's spooky. Nonetheless, the whole story, I was like, oh, this is a good one. This is another one that I would like to see a movie made out of.
Yeah, I kind of want to say your story wasn't long enough because now you say you're not that scared.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, well, what's happened since?
Yeah. I want to know, like, tell us an update. Like, give us more information about what your life is like now and why aren't you scared? Like,
right.
Did it kind of come to terms with, like, you're okay with these spiritual beings?
Right.
Or
that's where I'm at now about my house. I'm trying to be okay with.
You're trying. I don't know that you are. You're trying.
I'm trying to be okay with our little roommate Anthony.
You are. I wonder how comfortable your daughter is that called us earlier. I wonder if she won't be talking to you tomorrow.
I know. We did bring this up once, but I cut it because we droned on for a long time.
Oh, we did? Look,
yeah,
I'm like, don't
totally
go into this again. You've already said it.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into it fully, but I did talk to a medium, and they said that they think that the ghost name is Anthony, who lives there, but he just really likes our family.
Oh, well, that's nice. So when he throws pictures at you, you're like, oh, Anthony.
Stop it, you little scamp.
Stop it. He uses the word scamp.
You said the 1920s. I got right in.
You went right into it. Oh, prohibition. Here we are with drinks.
Oh, no. I know. I have had a couple bourbons, which might also be a factor.
I love it. That's great. You want a scamp?
No, I'm definitely, if something were to happen all by myself, I would be a little bit spooked, but I think I do feel comforted by Anthony at our house. I don't feel so scared anymore.
Well, that's good. That is good. Yeah. 16 though. See a black mist.
Yeah. I can't explain any of it because I'm with you, girl.
Well, and
that's all very scary.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm with you. All of those things are scary. I think that they can still all be explained, but they are scary. I would love to know, like other family members' accounts. Like, what did the parents? Were the parents kind of like? Yeah.
I want to know parents because as a parent now, I downplay everything.
Right.
Oh, my 11-year-old totally listened to this podcast, even though I'm like, don't listen to it because she knows my tricks now.
Don't give any of your secrets.
I'm like, it's fine. But really, I go back in my room, I'm like,
oh my gosh, it was so creepy.
My husband didn't work nice.
Right. You just always leave your kids and come over here. I mean,
oh, yeah, right. They're fine with that ghost over there.
Oh,
he's the sitter. It's free babysitter.
Free babysitter. The best ghost babysitter in the world.
Oh, dear.
He loves your family.
He does. He loves it there.
But, I will go back to my debunking with the cat. I think the cat is probably responsible for a lot of the spookiness in there because cats, you can get an animal that is weird. I mean, we've had weird animals, that they're they bark at weird, it's just like there is nothing there. And it doesn't even necessarily feel creepy. It's just like you are a dumb dog, but you know which dog I'm talking about. We won't name names. I don't want to name names. So I don't want to. She has power. Yes. Bless her little heart. But she was the dumbest dog, and she would just be so weird. Dog. So if you are already thinking like this is a kind of a creepy environment, and then you have just a dumb dog or a dumb cat that is calling you for no reason, you're like, this cat sees something. When really the cat's just like,
yeah, maybe.
If that cat's clawing my chest, I'm not going to give it time to see where it's looking. I'm going to get the F off of me. I'm not going to wake up like, what do you see? I'm going to be like, I'm going to take the cat and I'm going to throw it at whatever it is that is scaring it.
Now we're going to be canceled.
Oh, okay.
Listen, going to come in.
Listen.
She would never.
If a cat's calling you, it's asking for it.
No.
That's my final stance. Come at me, PETA.
Now,
I'm
see-
kidding. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. I'm just
Please do not come. Oh my
I'm
gosh, we're
vegan.
babies.
I am vegan 1 week out of the year.
We are baby podcasters, and we've made $5. If you want our $5, PETA,
You can have it, PETA.
you can have the $5. Oh, does that mean we should donate to PETA? Because I do not want to. But we do love animals.
Now you put it out there. We love animals.
You just said they could have it. Now I feel like they're legally
oh
owners.
my gosh, whatever. All I'm saying is that if a cat is calling me, that cat is going somewhere, not on me anymore.
Yeah. Well, but to defend the cat, I do feel like one of the reasons I don't like cats as much is because they're smarter than dogs.
Yeah, they do seem smarter.
And they do seem maybe smarter than me. And I don't want that energy in my house.
Oh yeah, no, I don't need.
I don't need a
I don't need the snotty,
judgmental animal
sitting there judging me like while I'm eating cake. I'm like, yes, just tail wag slowly at me and look at me like, what are you doing, eating cake again? None of your business, cat. Go away.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
boy, we took a turn to hate on cats.
We really
Okay.
did, and I'm so sorry.
No, I don't mind cats.
I have met some fine cats.
They're okay, but
That's as good as I can get.
yeah, I know. But my whole point is, I think the cat was causing some turmoil in that home. Get rid of that cat, and I bet things stopped.
I'm not with you. I'm not with you, obviously, but
Okay, well,
very spooky all the same.
yes. Still, I was like, oh, this is a good. Like again, want to watch a movie of it. So
I know. She told me in our little drink break, commercial break, I'm really going to try not to interrupt the story because it's so scary. And then we failed at
I
it.
could not do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was very good.
I even pictured myself before they started reading it without interrupting. I was like, I could totally do this. And then as soon as we started, I was like, oh, shit, I got too much to say. I'm not going to be able to. I tried to not look at you. If I look at you when I'm reading it.
You did a horrible job. You looked at me a lot. And so every time I was like, I need to react more. Because I also feel like you, just by birth order, probably kind of.
I lead you?
No, but you, when I start talking, you like to talk a lot too.
Oh, are you saying I interrupt you a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. I totally do that. Yeah.
I am like, oh, just sit back and listen. And then I'm like, well, this is the pod. They want to hear my gasps. They want to hear my reaction. So then I have to remind myself, like, don't edit yourself. Because in my head, I'm like, but I'm like, oh no. I will be polite.
Stop interrupting you as much. I'm not because it's
No,
hilarious when I interrupt
That's
you.
the rhythm of our podcast.
The rhythm of the night. You broke it out into song twice.
I almost broke out another time. What was it?
What is it about
If
tonight?
I want to take a guy home with me tonight,
When did
your business, because the cat was judging.
You should have. I even noticed you stopped and looked at me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, did I say something wrong?"
I just thought, would we get sued if we sing a whole line in a song?
Again, you can have.
We
our
own
$5.
nothing. Do not sue us. We own nothing. That is Salt
We
and
should
Pepper.
maybe look
Who
into that.
sings it?
It is Salt and Pepper.
Oh man, it's such a good song. I just aged myself.
I feel like we need to turn Salt and Pepper on now.
Okay.
Because,
I feel like we need to end this podcast
okay,
so we
and
can
then go.
Yeah, we can't play it
Be
on
like
our podcast.
Miles and Penelope and have a dance party.
A nightly dance party.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
well, this has been so fun.
It has
And-
been a lot of fun. Thank
yeah,
you guys so
gotta
much
stop.
for
I'm not
listening.
gonna. I'm gonna make another drink and put on Salt and Pepper.
Okay, sounds great. I'm gonna enjoy all of that, but we will let you guys go because nobody needs to see any of that or hear it.
See or hear that. Yeah.
But if you guys want to help our podcast out, please, please, please rate, review,
And subscribe.
and subscribe. Don't like it, like I said last week, because I'm 50. That's a Facebook
You're
term.
not fit. She is not 50, by the way. Because if you're 50, then I'm,
Okay.
I'm real old.
I'm 36, but still
Not that
feels
50s
old.
real old.
Oh,
By the way,
shit.
we're getting
Sorry.
there real close.
Sorry.
Aunt Marcia, if you're still listening.
Oh, no, you just called her out by name. I'll edit that out.
Oh, I said, we could have an older listener. Oh, or an older
We
listener would be
definitely
Aunt
have.
Marcia.
Oh,
we love
sorry.
you, Aunt Marcia. She'll laugh. She'll laugh at all this.
Yes, I did say like, rate, review, and subscribe. And I thought that's a lot of steps, but you don't have to like us. You just have to rate,
And you
review,
really can
and
only
subscribe.
do those things if you can. Cause
Yeah, that's only on Apple Podcasts, and
stupid.
but it really does help a lot. Not to mention, it helps our ego.
We've been up from yes, it's all really all about our ego. We don't really care about anything else. to be totally transparent.
I mean, it
We
would be
went
nice
from-
to have equipment that doesn't sound like
Listen,
it's from an
we're gonna
AirPod.
let you all in on this because this is how it should be. You're the listeners. You've been with us, some of you, from the beginning. We will literally text each other and say, girl, we have gotten this many likes or this many, look, not likes, I still said it, this many reviews or whatever.
Listens. It's just constant. We are up to 83 listens. We are up to
know.
87 listens.
Yes, and then I did notice, though, on Apple, we stayed at 15 ratings for a long time.
Yeah.
We're now at 18, girl.
Yes, we are.
Boom, drop it.
Yeah, that was
Love
a high five. Probably didn't
Yes.
sound great in the headphone.
It really wasn't the best high five ever, but it's okay. We'll land the next one. So anyway, yeah, for our egos, if you like to stroke our egos, that got real dirty.
You made it dirty.
Didn't mean to. Then definitely.
But
Joel
like,
listens.
no, damn it. Like, no.
Have another bourbon.
God. I'm so sorry. Rate, review, subscribe, and
There.
send in your stories
Yes,
at
we still need
myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at myskepticalsister and on Twitter. I have only posted one thing ever.
I didn't even know we were on Twitter.
Yeah, we're on Twitter now. So I have an account there, but I don't do it often. So
Yeah, and just find us on Instagram. That's where you get to see all the goods.
right. So on Instagram. So we'll just finish it up. Cover art was done by Sophie. Editing is attempted by Erin, and
The bleeping is done by my husband, James.
we've only
We've
needed
only
it
had to do it
once
once.
because then we just started cussing. Oh no, we bleeped a last name. You get real free with those last names.
I mean, I like to give a good shout
you
out.
do. Not everyone loves that.
I'll keep that in mind when my husband comes in with the bleep.
That's right. But I don't think we
He's
need to
got my
bleep
back.
anything here. We did cuss a little bit. Dad, if you're listening, we're really sorry.
Oh my gosh,
Please
you
don't
think
ground
Dad's
us.
still listening? I'm sure Dad is not.
No, I
still
can't
listening.
imagine.
And Marsha, do not tell him to keep listening. We would like to cuss freely. Oh, maybe we should bleep all that
If
out.
you go to my school, don't listen to this. I had
No,
a second grader
if you-
say,
second grader?
he said, Miss Sexton, I listened to your podcast. I was like, please
No.
don't listen to that.
No.
He said it in front of my whole class, which during NTI, I see about 70 kids per
Oh,
class.
no.
So it was like,
We're all listening.
stop talking.
Oh my
Nobody
gosh.
find
Mute
my
button.
podcast.
Find that mute button fast.
Right.
Boy, once we all come off of NTI,
No,
there's
we're
no
in
more
for
mute
it.
button. Oh man, that's gonna suck. But yeah, if you are under the age of, I'm gonna say 15, Sophie Sexton, I just
Oh, no. I mean, they see my last name.
you're gonna have to beep that.
Oh, bleep it.
That'd be hilarious. You better stop listening. No, because there will be cuss words in here. We
Yeah.
are adults.
Yeah.
And we are talking to
Last week
adults.
we talked about me getting hot listened to romance novels, so that's embarrassing.
Gosh, your daughter listen to that.
I know, I hate it.
Hilarious.
Sorry, Sophie. Okay. So editing is attempted by me along with that music. And thank you guys for your amazing stories. You guys are awesome, and we can't wait to record another episode. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.
Whatever you celebrate, or
Yes, enjoy it.
Festivus
Or
for
even
the
if
rest
you
of
don't,
us.
just hopefully you're having a good day.
yeah, that's right. Bye, guys.